What up, everybody? It is 2 p.m. EDT. It is July 5th, one day after the celebration of the independence of the United States of America from the oppressive British. The greatest export of Britain, probably of England, probably is Independence Days. I believe there's 62 countries that have celebrated independence from the once great British Empire. Although apparently they were going to be bringing it home, or it's coming home, or whatever the meme is about you people that do the foot sports with the bally things. Actually, I played soccer as a kid, but we called it soccer, not football. I was a very good soccer player, but soccer, football is the oblong ball. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Happy Treason Day. It is a national holiday today being celebrated in the United States, but because I am one who has little of a life, I'm here talking to strangers on the internet through a camera, talking to myself and hoping that people are listening. So I hope that you are enjoying celebrating this amazing holiday with me. Most people, though, I feel like most of you don't care, and you're probably not even here in the United States, or you're sitting around at home going, what the is going on with Bitcoin and this market? But first, I think the main thing that's been happening on the internet from what I've seen, and I just tweeted about this, is this Zuckerberg video, or is it? I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me know if you can see this. You should be able to see this. I don't know if you can hear it, though. To John Denver, of all things. Country road, take me home to a place I belong. Okay, so Mark Zuckerberg is on a hydrofoil flying surfboard with an American flag to country music. And he's kind of like not scrawny. Like Mark Zuckerberg apparently is super jacked now, like has like big weightlifting ham hock thighs and is like out here just hydrofoiling like a Chad, flying over the waves with an American flag. And West Virginia Mountain Mama, take me home, country road. And so I tweeted that I wanted to see somebody superimpose this video. I'm sure you guys saw this when the ocean was on fire. Right. So I want a video of Zuckerberg circling this and creating the circle of fire, portal to hell. And then I want to see like Pacific Rim, like some sort of large monster come out. And then I tweeted that and the internet somewhat delivered. The internet delivered a little bit. Here he is. He's really big. So maybe he's like the Titan that's coming out and circling and coming out of the portal to hell from which Mark Zuckerberg in life obviously probably came. I kind of wondered about this video. Now, like, are they spraying water on the fire that's burning the water? That's what I want to know. And what's this guy doing? Somebody told me that they're spraying water so that it'll like go in the breeze onto the rig so the rig won't catch on fire because they need it. But like, I don't know. It seems like putting out a water fire with water. Waste of Mexican tax paying money. Okay, anyways, whatever. Yeah, I mean, Zuck's gotten swole by lifting the amount of content he's censoring. Yeah, just like when you're doing like when you're picking up really heavy Russian fake news and throwing it onto Facebook, eventually your legs get really super jacked, right? So yeah, I'm reading through your comments here. Bezos finally got fired today. He didn't get fired. He resigned. He got fired. Bezos got fired. He's going to be homeless now. Doesn't even have a job. And Zuckerberg's out here just hydrofoiling with a big ass American flag to John Denver. Bro, I don't know. Yeah, they are creating the mist to smother the fire. Why not get a big ass blanket? Why not stop, drop, and roll? I don't understand. So much happening, guys. Let's take a look at crypto. That's what you guys are here. You don't care about Zuckerberg and whatever. But like, I would get a big blanket, or I would do a big, huge quilt, big ass quilt. They should use they should use that fire to mine crypto. Right. We got to go. You put a miner on that rig and the fire blows and you take the excess and whatever. I'm mining crypto now. I'm a crypto miner. Pop, lock, and drop it. Great song. Yeah, the next thing, that's a good question. The next thing to discuss, was it 76 hot dogs or 74 hot dogs? I believe Joey Chestnut yesterday consumed 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes, breaking the world record. He beat the next contestant by like 24 to 27 hot dogs. For anyone who's ever watched the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, like you got to eat the bun too. So they dip the bun in water so it dissolves, and then you go like in the face and you stuff them. I did the math because I'm that guy yesterday. That's like one full hot dog per 7.8 seconds for 10 straight minutes. I ate a lot yesterday. That's disgusting. Anyways, so Scott, how's your mining doing? So I'm mining with Compass Mining. There is a link in my description. And it's amazing. Like my mining profits, a lot of miners yet to come online, the ones I bought, but a lot of my mining profits, they doubled this weekend with the drop in difficulty by 28%. So that's really awesome. Really awesome. Thank you, China. Thank you, China, for hating crypto miners. Although that's really, really sad for the miners in China, to be quite honest. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously an opportunity for those of us elsewhere who want to mine. And Compass Mining, like I keep saying I'm mining because that's the vernacular they use, but like I don't have like miners here. You go on their website and you like go to hardware and you choose the ones you want and where you want them, and they do everything. And then you just pay the monthly electric bill while you stack them sats. Each machine, someone asked, how much do you spend on electricity? I'm trying to remember. An S19, maybe mine's a half a Bitcoin a year. It's like a $10,000 machine, and you spend about $150 a month on mining. Yeah. Interesting. So any perspective about helium HNT mining? I have not looked into it deeply, but a very good friend of mine here locally is like setting up a network locally and has been doing it and absolutely loves it. So that's what I'm going to be looking at next. So yeah, that's, yeah. I have to imagine that Joey Chestnuts, someone could also take this, and put the guy who drank all the hot dogs, didn't drink hot dogs, who ate all the hot dogs. And this is like the toilet in the morning or something. Cause just imagine, as someone said. Anyways, so here's the top coins by market cap. I'm obviously not going to look at USDC or Tether. I'm just going to dive in and we will go through these charts and see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we're going to be rich, poor, or boring some more. Rich, poor, or boring some more. It's in the link. Compass Mining. I linked it down below. It says become a Bitcoin miner or something like that. Is there a minimum of machines you have? No, you can get one. You can get one machine. And they're like, the ones that are available, I think right now are they're like $5,000, and they're in South Carolina. They're definitely moving. They're definitely high demand. So whatever. I don't know if this is actually you, Mr. Anderson, but if you're here, pleasure, man. It's awesome that you're here. Probably some imposter that looks like you though. All right, let's look at Bitcoin really quick. So story for me, always zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. Right? Everybody's pooping their pants about the fact that we've been sideways for 7 or 8 weeks and that price was 65,000 and now it's 30,000. And if that is bothering you, then you are probably too skittish for this game we call trading and investing. Like, where are we going to be in 10 years? Well, let's look since 2013 in this massive ascending channel, down, up, down. Perfect. Up. Okay. It wicked above a little bit. That's the all-time high. That's kind of a blow off top. But that one was perfect. Down. Rejected at the EQ. 2020 March. Exactly 1, 2, almost 3, almost 4. But perfect touches. Move up. Retest after breaking above support, move up 65,000, back down for retest at support. We are currently below, but this is a monthly candle that's only 5 days in. You cannot judge it. Like, look, this, when it was rejected here, wick above, wick above, wick below, wick above, wick above, wick above for 3 months. Not surprising to see this. And we have this high wave spinning top right here last month after this sort of evening star disgustingness of the last few months. So yeah, we want to close above this dash line at the end of the month in 26 days, like 38,000. But for now, I would say that that's a perfect retest of support and a close right at support. Got to see what the next month does. Weekly chart. So interesting. So interesting. Don't you think? It's just really interesting. Let's draw a line there. Let's turn it a different color for the fans. To make it big and red to trigger everybody. Okay, so look just below that. This is the 50% of the entire move up from that March low, right? Here's March low of 2020, 38.58, all the way up to 65,000. So if you pull the fibs for that, 50% is not a Fibonacci level, but is a very important level for traders, algorithms, bots since the beginning of trading times. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles in a row on the weekly have closed above that after trading below it. And then if you draw this line, the 34,000, it's right around there. But let's get rid of that just to make it, whatever, look better. So take that 50% level. You have 7 candles in a row that have wick below. Now that does mean that, that area is getting tapped over, but that means so much demand down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wicks down, 7 candles in a row on the weekly, all closing above that level. So whatever's happening, this area is so important, right? And we've seen that. I did a news story on it earlier today. Willy Woo said the same. We saw the largest increase in Bitcoin holdings of wallets between 1,000 and 10,000, aka whale wallets of the year, basically the last few days. So yes, they're buying. I'm not saying price can't go down. I'm just saying that there's a lot of demand down here, right? Look at the daily. Boring. But what I do find interesting for the Elon Musk truthers out there who think that he drives the market, which, listen, his tweets definitely have an effect on the market. I love talking about this, right? This is 20,000 to 40,000, big move. Okay. This candle here was when he changed his Twitter name to hashtag Bitcoin in his description, right? So that gave us hope, and then it got rejected, but formed this sort of insanely perfect bull flag. Up, down, down, up. Not up, down, but still 2 perfect touches down and up, right? And it took Tesla buying $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoins to break out of that. That's this candle. This is the Tesla candle. I was dancing in my car to MOP when that happened. Then up here somewhere, Bitcoin's bad for the environment. China bans Bitcoin. India bans Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the worst thing in the world. Right. We came down here. So it's effectively doing the same thing it did over there as if Elon Musk never existed. I think that's important. But on this descending channel, up, down, 2 perfect touches on each, we are now trading in the top half of that descending channel, which should target up here. So don't get your little panties in a wad, your tiny little panties into a wad. It's fine. And if it breaks down, we'll deal with it. It's going to go back up eventually. Don't sell it at like 23,000 if it goes there. When it retests the 20,000 highs, I'm not saying it'll go there. I'm not saying that. And then like it goes to 90,000 and you buy again right before it retraces to 50,000. Stop. So the 50 MA here clearly is mejor resistance. But yeah, we're trading around the same price as the death cross, that very meaningful death cross we were so concerned about. But this is if you are an MA trader, I'm not generally, you got this resistance right here. But this is sort of the path up. 4-hour chart rejected strong at the EQ of this trading range. EQ, somebody asked, I think earlier, equilibrium, it's the 50% level of any range channel, acts as support and resistance in theory. But kind of nothing, right? We all knew that this was like drifting up on no volume over the weekend on a Sunday again. Last Sunday, same thing. So I guess we will see what happens, but it's fine. There's nothing happening. That's the moral of the story is there's nothing happening. So dollar cost average and stop being a punani. What about the talk with Jack Dorsey coming up? I thought they were going to talk about their sexuality or something by curiousness. I don't know. I don't think it matters. Like the funny thing is that there's this huge narrative that Elon Musk doesn't like Bitcoin. It's not true. It's not true. Tesla still holds Bitcoin. Elon Musk still likes crypto. It's just like he's a troll, you know? And let's be honest, our community has kind of been dickheads to him. Like if you were Elon Musk right now and you could like F with people as much as you wanted, wouldn't you mess with this community based on the way that he's been treated by them? I'm not saying he's great. I'm just saying like maybe not the hornet's nest that you want to poke, you know, the most powerful person on social media, maybe, right? So yeah, whatever, man, whatever. Stop messing with Elon Musk. Let that dude live. And we all know that he didn't like stop allowing 6 people on Earth to buy a Tesla with Bitcoin who would do that because of energy. He did it because the government probably pressured him, or he wants to sell energy credits and he needed to make it look clean, right? So that's what's happening. That's what's happening in my mind. And he'll be back. He'll be back, and it's fine. And we don't need him. We don't need him. But in retrospect, by the way, it would have been pretty freaking sweet to have bought a Tesla at $65,000 Bitcoin, right? Because then Bitcoin went in half. You get the car basically for half the money and you buy your Bitcoin back. I don't know. Seems like that would have actually been a good deal to sell the dead top by buying a Tesla with it. I wouldn't have done it because I was one of those bull-tarded people you guys talk about, punishable by the crime of Twitter death by being too bullish near the top, you know. But so yeah, that's it. Elon Musk. Let's not worry about him. How did you become so knowledgeable with chart analysis? Any specific recommendations for an aspiring wolf? Well, it's in the description as well. My friend Chris Inks, he's my mentor. I give him all credit to it. He teaches people how to trade. He has a course. But basically, I literally joined his paid group. I knew how to trade, but I was pretty bad at it. I knew the basics of technical analysis, but whatever. You look at my old charts, they look like a Pink Floyd laser light show on acid. Like the people used to laugh because I had like 9,000 lines and dashes and things. I was, an over-analysis paralysis. And he really taught me to minimize that and to just manage my risk and control my emotions. And he has a course, so he teach you. But I just basically bothered him enough that he would just let me ask him questions. And that's kind of how I got better. Scott, what is the point of watching altcoin charts? I assume you mean when all coins are following Bitcoin, because some set up better than others. So when you see alt seasons happen or whatever, it kind of comes in waves. A bunch of coins go, then they retrace, and the next ones go. So the idea is to find the ones that are going to be next if you're trading. Let's go look at ETH. I'm not going to say I told you so because I'm usually wrong like everyone else. But this was a trade that I shared here 10 days ago. It was here, not over here. And I said, we're talking about ranges, highs, lows, effectively a rejection, traded didn't get all the way to the top. That's just noise right now, right? But this was the first test of the range low as support with a slight wick below. Right? That's engineered liquidity. This is where you want to be. So I didn't say, hey, the range isn't going to break, but I said your risk reward is tremendous for a trade here because this should be support on the first retest of the range low. And if it holds, you target the EQ. Okay, well, this is 0.06704 was the high and the target was 0.0674. And you can see I put it slightly below the range EQ because to avoid getting front run. So that's a completed trade. Now we got to wait and see what ETH is going to do here on the Bitcoin pair. Let's eliminate that from the daily. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. Look, those are two tiny little bullish SFPs. They wicked right below, which means there was a hell of a lot of people looking to buy there or looking to short, which fills liquidity as well, and then a move up. So I view that trade as done, but I still think ETH looks better than Bitcoin if you had to choose one for the foreseeable future. I've thought that for a long time. That's a long-term view, whatever. ETH USD, same thing. Bottom, to EQ, bull div at support, and this broke and retested both of these resistances at support in the same spot. So 2042 is your next entry. But yeah, the entry that I posted was 1720 something, 1730 or so. Ultimately made it to 2364, but the target was 2273 right here. And these all look like, look, this just looks like it's consolidating to get ready to push again. So this looks fine to me. No worries. Next coin by market cap is BNB. Oh, yeah, I was going to post this. I posted this in the newsletter the end of last week, I think. Maybe it was on the USD pair. Either way, this looks good, actually. You have a clean break of resistance, slight increase in volume on the break. The problem is there's no volume on any of this. Nobody cares. I don't know if you guys saw my news video earlier, but exchange volumes in June were like total just under a billion, 907, just under a trillion, 970 billion or something, which sounds like an astounding number. You're like, wow, that's fucking awesome, man. Like $1 trillion in trading. No, May was like 2.3 trillion. Factually, retail at least does not want to trade this market right now. Now, that could be a function of disinterest. It could be a function of there's just no trades to take. Like I've been saying for months, like you just can't really trade this effectively. But a huge drop off in trading volume. I interviewed Sam Bankman-Fried for round 2 of my podcast with him today, and I asked him about this, and he was basically like, "Yeah, he's like, it's not a joke when they say sell in May and go away, because even in Wall Street, like dudes are sitting in the Hamptons, dude. They're like sitting in the Hamptons trying to find underage girls to go home with. They're not trading. They don't care about volume. They care about who has the coolest retro Ford Bronco build out and showing off their wealth to other Wall Street people who are hanging out in the Hamptons. Summer is slow. So that carries over to all markets. It's not just here. But BNB, this looks really good. Breaking resistance and broke resistance on the USDT pair as Confluence retested. And now you just want to be, basically it's like the EQ is 302. You want to hold a 300. Then you start talking about the EQ of the bigger channel at 382, top of this range, 430, and then ultimately 690. So, these are breaking out. I'm not saying they won't go down. Bitcoin dumps is all going to go down. All you can do is look at the chart. And this is how I like to look to see if a downtrend is breaking. This looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Coming back over here. His name is Christopher Inks. Texas West Capital was the name of my mentor. It's down at the bottom of the description. Nothing in it for me. I just, he's a good teacher. I'm not saying come back at the end of the summer. I'm just saying that historically, if you look at the data, summer is slow. That doesn't mean it'll go down, just slow. Yeah, somebody sent me a screenshot of this. Barclays refusing transactions to crypto. I thought it was specific to Binance, but I'm not sure. And I don't know if it was every country. I don't think that I think OTC purchases largely are priced in. They don't move the market generally. So I think that they're not that relevant. An S19 Pro miner should, I believe, earn you about a half a Bitcoin a year, right? If we're talking about mining, roughly. It's not that much. Buy a few of them. But either way, think about it in this regard. So if it's especially if it's a new ASIC, like the price of ASICs right now is actually depressed, right? So the same machines that were $20,000 in May when the bull run was peaking are $10,000 now. And let's say first of all, the newer machines you can mine with theoretically 5, even 10 years, according to my friend Whit, who is the CEO of Compass Mining, who I also just recorded a podcast with. I have like 10 podcasts I've recorded. I don't even know when I'm going to put them all out. But if you make a half a Bitcoin a year, but let's say Bitcoin's 100 grand in 2 years, right? So that half a Bitcoin is 50, and in 2 years you made 2. That's 100 grand on a 10 grand investment. And if there's a bull run, the value of your ASIC also goes up. You've bought something at 10 grand that was 20 grand 2 months ago and will be 20 grand again if Bitcoin goes up. So if you believe that there will be a bull run, and if you want to stack sats, that's, mining is a very good way to do that right now. I hope that answers your question. But if you get 3 years out of it, you should get a Bitcoin and a half. And so if Bitcoin's 100 grand, that's 150 grand on a 10 grand investment, 150 a month on electricity costs. You only pay, do you pay Compass a monthly fee? You only pay them the electricity charge. I'm sure they upcharge slightly, but you just pay the monthly charge. They put it right up. Mine are I have one in Russia. I have some in Russia, like one set up in Manitoba, Canada. And I have a bunch that are waiting to come online in South Carolina. Yeah. I mean, if I go to Asper's Casino and spend all my money, my bank won't care. If I spend all money on alcohol and cigarettes, they won't care either. But crypto's a problem. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The reason is because they don't think you're like laundering drug money on cigarettes, although you probably could be, right? So, yeah, it's whatever. Slow is when to dollar cost average. I mean, the beauty of dollar cost averaging is you do it when it's slow, fast, or anything in between, because it's amazing, right? Scott, thank you so much for recommending Voyager. Recently transferred my long holdings over after Voyager did not slash interest rates like another did. You're obviously talking about BlockFi, which is down to like bank interest rates, and you can only hold like up to 0.25 Bitcoin before those rates change. Listen, to be clear, there's nothing wrong with BlockFi. They're doing the right thing. They're reducing their rates because they're not trading well enough to earn that yield. BlockFi conjecture that everybody seems to think is consensus was that BlockFi is the largest holder in Grayscale, GBTC. And when there was a premium, that's how they were able to pay their high interest, because they buy it, hold for 6 months, and then they sell at the premium, basically free money. It's more complicated than that. You short underlying and whatever. And then when that went negative, basically it blew up their whole trade for offering yield, and it went down. So, and Voyager is now 12% on Polkadot. And if you hold enough VGX, I'm getting 10% on USDC and like 7.5% on Bitcoin on Voyager. It's incredible. But they have to do something. Every one of these platforms has to be actively getting yield for you by lending. So there's always the counterparty risk that blows up, like it seemingly did for BlockFi. So let me go back to the charts here, guys. One second. Wait, I meant how long before OTPs are priced in? If whales and large companies are accumulating, why aren't we seeing it? Oh, well, that's how accumulation works, right? If you look at the whole idea of a Wyckoff accumulation schematic that we've looked at before is all of the kind of behavior you see in the trading range that's indicative of whales accumulating. Now, listen, you should be looking at it on a daily, not necessarily a 4 hour. There's a lot there, a lot more complicated than this. But the idea is that they buy very slowly so as not to move the market, so that they can continue to accumulate at these lower prices before exiting. So some of it's happening on exchanges, some of it's happening OTC, some of it, even when Michael Saylor bought his first $1 billion or 500 million, whatever it was, they did it in like 60,000 transactions. You wouldn't see that in the market, even on Coinbase, and as Dave, whales move slow, minnows move fast. Dave, you nailed it. Are we still in a bull run? In my opinion, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Right? But that doesn't matter. So let me explain that. That's why I hate this question. I talk about it all the time. Bullish, bearish are such stupid terms unless you tie a time frame to them, right? I think we are in a massive bull run in Bitcoin if you look at the weekly or monthly chart back to the beginning, right? It's a healthy retracement, a massive move. But if you're looking at the daily chart, we just had a bull run effectively from 3,800 to 65,000, have retraced 55%, and now for almost over 2 months. The definition of a bear market in Wall Street is basically a 20% retracement from the highs for over 2 months. And crypto time is like 10 years to 1 day in Wall Street. So yes, I think that bull run ended, right? But it's semantics. If that bull run ended and we leave this range, we've started a new bull trend. But yes, I'm not saying we're in a bear or a bull market. It depends on your time frame, but that bull run's over. The narrative of that bull run, supply side shock and institutional outflows and institutions, whatever. Like, we have a reset, right? It's been nothing but bad news since then. So that's what it is. But you just look at the chart. It doesn't really matter if it's a bull market or a bear market. Those are terms meant to scare you. But yes, I would say that bull run ended. We've reset, and now we'll see what happens. We are in a very manipulated market, not bullish or bearish. Those two are just temporary sentiment. They are temporary, and I don't think this is a manipulated market at all. At all. And I'll tell you why. A manipulated market is when the number can only go up because you can print money to artificially raise the floor. That's the stock market. That's every other global market outside of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is manipulated in that somebody with more money can move the price more than somebody with less money, which is the literal definition of a free market. Manipulation is when the market has a centralized authority interfering with the free flow of capital in both directions. This is not a manipulated market. If you think Bitcoin is manipulated because whales can dump price, well, there's somebody on the order book with a buy order for every single one of those sales. The problem that it's manipulated is that it's one person making all the money against another 100,000 people or 1,000 people on the other side. Tether is printed money, but it's backed. It may be backed by fairy dust and unicorns and junk bonds, but it's backed. Tether is not the same as central bank printing. It's not the same as central bank printing. Stock market is manipulated. Bitcoin is a free market. There is a buy order for every sell order and no centralized authority in the middle. That's it. That's it. What coin are we supposed to be looking at now? ADA. Looks good. Flipping the EQ of the range. Look at that. See, this is when we talk about an EQ. Look at break, two perfect tests of support, and moving away. So I would expect, I would anticipate, I mean, it kind of looks like Bitcoin is going to take it on the chin from alts right now, right? Ethereum had its move. BNB is breaking out against Bitcoin. ADA is breaking out against Bitcoin, flipping the range. So this is going to be your supply up here off this candle before the dump. Eventually should be targeting the top here. 503. It's from the movie Office Space. It's my O phase. It's like a 25% move from here. In theory, should be flipping it and going to the range highs. But look, it flipped it here. It didn't make it to the highs. It's all guess. It's all conjecture. So many people are mad at me on Twitter because I'm not making predictions and don't know where the market's going. You're so vague. Dude, I'm just like sharing my ideas, man. Just sharing my ideas. The salt levels on Twitter right now are like Dead Sea. Jump into crypto Twitter right now in your bathing suit and your little Speedo. Like the Dead Sea, you will just float. Salt everywhere. Salt everywhere. If Bitcoin drops below 30,000 and stays there, it's going to be full on fucking Lord of the Flies. Like, we're going native. We're going native. I'm gonna take a month off. Chill. I'm not going anywhere near that shit. ADA USDT, I showed you, it had already broken out and retested, and now it's kind of hovering around this $1.40 support. So this should be, if this holds, should be targeting, I would say, $1.60. And you can use all these levels, but this looks good. And if you're worried about breakdown, maybe you pull a line here. Oh, wow. It's really right. Bouncing off support there too. So you definitely want to see that hold, but it's actually a great risk reward here at these two levels. Like if you come down here, $1.36, $1.37 or something, you can, if you're scalping a shorter trade, you can exit targeting up here. That looks pretty good. And it really looked like an ascending triangle here, kind of. And this is a retest. So, I mean, you could also, it's not going to be exact, but you could take something like this. You could justify, oops. Wrong. I hit the wrong thing. Hit the wrong thing. So, that would give you a target of like 179 if you considered that some sort of ascending triangle that's breaking out and retesting. ADA looks good. Next is Ripple, XRP. I don't see anything here to care about. Nothing. On the USDT pair, nothing. Hanging between levels, these are old levels, doing nothing. I wouldn't touch that right now. Nothing against XRP, just whatever. Doge, nothing. I had this set up sort of last week. I would wait for a break of this line and then maybe you get that. Doge doing nothing. Doge doing nothing. It was like this actually, and so it broke down, which means it never triggered, so it's not even a trade, right? But as I always say, pennants often become flags, so don't be surprised if this comes down here and then breaks out, you know? But for now, I would say that was a breakdown and retest as resistance. So I wouldn't touch it for now. You do have a descending wedge now if it holds. So that would target around 28 cents break top. Either way, you got to break this line or there's nothing to talk about. Polkadot looks ready to break out on the Bitcoin pair. I have an alarm on that, as you can see. It has not triggered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 basically touches of that resistance and 6 and now a 7th. So we want to see volume come in and push through that. But that looks, and look, ADA's, small ADA is not doing it on that. Let's see, BNB did it. ETH flipped it. Looks good. These are all looking good on their Bitcoin pairs. Lame. Good. And .USDT doing nothing. Just ranging. We can make this easier. But that also technically did break out. But this is, you know. Right? Oh, look at that. You got the bigger range here, which held at the lows. And now you have this smaller range. 3 bearish SFPs. Right? Liquidity above, wicks above, could not close above, dumps exactly to the EQ. I'm telling you, man, you pull these ranges, it's incredible. All the way back almost to the top, now back to the EQ and up. So this should be targeting $16.79 or so. And then you want to flip it, then you're looking at 18. Ultimately, because of this bottom sweep, you should be targeting this 18.9 and then 26 bucks. Uni doing nothing, kind of. Country road, take me home to the place along West Virginia. Mark Zuckerberg, you're Chad, take me home. Yeah, I mean, this is fine, but listen, if we drill in, this is the day. Let's look at the 4 hour. Let's eliminate this channel. Not what I'm looking for. Click on the channel. I don't know if you see that. Click on the channel, go to the wheel. I don't want to look at it on the hours. Go to visibility. There's style and visibility. Remove the hours. And that way you can have one chart that has stuff that shows up on different time frames. I mean, this whole area right here is like mega resistance, right? Because just all this price action. So you pull that over here, you can see what's happening, right? I want to, like I would have said, you need to get above here. Well, it flipped this one support. That's great. Now it's kind of working on this area. And then you got to get through this area, but then it's smooth sailing above that. This does kind of look like it's doing a little bull flagginess kind of vibe. Not really. Kind of. I don't know. I don't like how it's formed, but the idea would be something like this. Right? So that would take us, I don't know, up to here, which would get, yeah, it's about right. I mean, all these look kind of fine. I'm surprised. Now I'm saying like alts look all right today. They're all going to dump. We know that. It's just the way it works. And Uni, USDT broke out and retested. These all look fine, honestly, which means they'll probably go bad, as I said, but they kind of look fine. A lot of kind of looking fine. And Bitcoin's back to 34. It's fine. All right. I'm coming back over here because I've missed everything. Yeah, E-Gold. E-Gold. I had that one queued up for you guys last week. All right. Massive. Right at resistance on the Bitcoin pair. But yeah, alts are doing pretty good against Bitcoin. It was here, I think, that it swept that it broke out the other day. Yeah. I said, that looks good. And there you go. We drew this. And it was here when I posted it, though, when we talked about it in the last video. And this has real volume coming in. So yeah, that looks good. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily FOMO into it now. Resistance for sure. Descending resistance and horizontal, and the EQ of the channel. So this would actually be your take profit right here, right? But so now you want to do this. That's how you want to play this. You got to get above it. And, you know, here you got a little more upside, a few percent. But if you got in here, you're up already, you know, 40, 50% or something. Pretty good. Pretty freaking good. I'm just a holder of Gold. I'm not trading anything, but whatever. I mean, just feast your eyes on this. It's Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country road. I mean, that's a real American hero right there. It's a real American hero. Real American hero. Dude, he's such a Chad all of a sudden. Like, when did that happen? Wasn't he like a scrawny hoodie guy? And now he's like out here. Whatever. Yeah, I've looked at Matic all the time, and it's just sideways. It doesn't. I wouldn't say it looks like. I don't see Matic doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look like worth looking at, which is fine. I mean, look at that. It's nothing. It's consolidating. There's no reason to trade it. So yeah, there's Matic for all the Maticers. No way to control it. It's totally automatic. Ooh, Ave Maria. Ave Maria, something, something, something. I mean, I've posted this like 4 times on Twitter since it was breaking out. You're welcome. Epic. But there's another one against Bitcoin, and I was posting this here, so I don't want to hear it. I'm wrong plenty of the time. It's right about this one, and posted it on the retest. This looks great, right? And so it's also at resistance. Let's be clear. Look at that. Low, support, break, resistance. So now you got to get above that. If you're looking at, oh my God, a death cross. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? The death is crossing. Country road. Do you guys feel patriotic? I feel patriotic. Thanks for that info. Just looking it up. I don't know what we're talking about, but it's cool. Isn't a coin with a large market cap, but only a handful of users, a huge red flag? That's a trap. That's a trap. Matic is Polygon. That's what we just did, Hina. That's a trap, because that's the whole ADA thing that's happening, right? A year ago, Charles Hopkinson tweeted, by this time next year, there'll be thousands of people doing thousands of, like, all kinds of gangster shit on ADA, just doing hood rat shit out here. And then people were like, yeah, bro, nothing's happening. And then it was like, lots is happening. And then people were like, what's happening? And he's like, whatever. I think ADA is cool, man. Grayscale is accumulating it, but I don't know. I don't know if anyone uses ADA because I'm not in it for the tech. I don't know what Bake is, so I'm not going to look at it. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. EOS was looking interesting, actually. It looked similar to all these. All these is that we're talking about. So yeah, let's look at EOS. Nah. But EOS, whoa, what happened to my EOS chart, dude? It's gone. It's terrible. It's terribly gone. Well, let's look at it. Bitcoin. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I mean, EOS Bitcoin broke out before most of these, but you really want to see it hold this level. This is a weak-ass breakout here. Other things look better. That's what I would say to EOS. Take me home to a place I don't know. Do you think XRP is a scam? I think that we throw the word scam around far too much in the crypto space. I just got a text from my wife, says I put some dude in timeout for spamming us with Matic requests. That's what you get. You guys get Emmy Melkert if you spam it. I think we throw the word scam around way too much. No, I do not think it is a scam. I do not think it's a scam. I think that it has a great use case. It's fast, can be used for remittances. I think that the relationship between the coin and the company are a little bit vague. And that, yes, they've probably dumped a lot of coins on the market. But no, XRP is not a scam. Something that gets fully like rug pulled is a scam. But everyone who like does anything in this market that you don't like does not make them a scammer. It just makes you a hater most of the time. Not you, not you, Rick. I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying the general vibe, you know, whatever. Someone said Whoop is a big deal. Bake is a big deal. Maybe a big, I don't know. Well, what is bake? Maybe I have a bake chart. Do we have a bake chart? I don't feel like it's a big deal. Let's see. See if we can get a bake chart. Here. Bake USDT. Oh, God. I mean, it's gone down a lot. That's what I can tell you. Bake USDT. I'm going to save it and everything. Throw a template on it so it's got the right colors. I mean, this is okay. If you love catching falling knives, you could try here. This was that low. It's consolidating. So you got this sort of downtrending vibe here. Rejected pretty hard. So I would say if it breaks through there, maybe you can consider it. That's my thoughts on bake. Bake it. Get baked. Getting baked. Looks pretty baked. If Scott's wife put me in timeout, I'm not bad about it. That's kind of weird, but cool. I'm not mad if she puts me in timeout. It's fine. It's fine. We all have our burdens to bear in life, you know. We all get put in timeout by our wives sometimes. Sometimes. Not me generally, I don't think. Oh, my camera got unplugged. Can you guys still hear me? I don't know. My camera came out. It says, looks like your camera got unplugged, you dummy. Let's see. Let's see if we can fix it. I don't know, man. Plug it in. Unplug it. Got a bad wire. Can you guys still hear me? Cool. I'm glad you can hear me. It's not like anyone wants to look at my face, really. Let's see. Nope, not working. Oh, it's the battery. I trickled the battery out. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna be back. I think. Anyways, you can hear me, so it's fine. Start the camera. Start it. Oh, like Neo in the Matrix. I just dodged all that negativity and just got my face back up. Yeah, I did it. I fixed it. Yes, I did already look at whatever. Don't you get bored of these with the low volume? Yeah, I think I've been pretty vocal about there's no reason to trade for months. For months. You can, if it's your thing. I'm not doing it. Not doing it at all. Dude, where's my Scott? I'll look at vet. You guys are asking about vet. All these vetters. Can't say that my opinions are vetted. Vet looks like that. Doing nothing but consolidating hard against resistance on the USDT pair. So it kind of looks like that other one we just looked at. You want to see it break through here, clean, on volume, vet. Hansel, so hot right now. Hansel. You said you would look at INJ. When did I say that? I hold some of that. I'll look at it. Injective. Burnt Banksy. Nah, it's doing nothing. Look at that idea that went wrong. But there was no trade there. Never happened. That's the beauty of having ideas. If this happens, I will do this. Mountain Mama. Country road. I think we could probably consider something like, nope, not that. Like this as an area of interest. Especially if maybe it's a channel from here. Country road. Nah. Hey, home. I mean, it's fine. Nothing. This is all resistance, and it's coming right into that. I don't see any reason to get too pumped about that right now, but I'm sure it will rise. Rising tide, lift all boats, you know. What was the verdict? Yeah, I mean, to me, it still looks like accumulation on Bitcoin. Like we saw price float up on a Sunday 2 weeks in a row on no volume, and now it's whatever. To the place where I go long, West Virginia. That's good. That's clever. Dude, can we check out Tesla? Sure. I haven't looked at, oh, well, it's closed. The market's closed. So I've posted this, like there was a breakout and kind of a retest. Accumulating, it's consolidating against support here. You want to see it go up, but the market's closed. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. Nothing to see there on Tesla. I don't even know. I don't know anything about Cartesi. Sorry. When do you think volume will return? When it's needed. I think at this point, as sad as it is to say, it's going to be some like news catalyst or something in either direction that they'll use. Like whales are just waiting for some good or bad news to have an excuse to push and get retail on board. So I think that's what we're going to need to see. I think Egld has a great future. Everyone knows that. What is your personal rule for take profit percentage versus returns? I usually take profit scaling out at resistance levels on the way up or Fibonacci levels. I do hold some money on Celsius. What is your personal rule? So yeah, I believe you should buy slowly and sell slowly. That's what I believe. Yeah. So every time you take profit in a percentage, 10%, 20%, whatever it is of a position, you take more pressure off yourself for the next decision. Making binary decisions is nearly impossible, right? It's nearly impossible. Listen, if you go to any of my charts that I post, like in the newsletter, free or otherwise, you can go down. Let me find it. I haven't done this in a long time. Use a set template. Where is it? I can't even freaking remember. It's been so long. How to make a chart your own. Dang, I'm blanking right when I'm supposed to be showing you, and I used to do this all the time. It's in the newsletter. Hold up. 1 second. Well, I'm gonna find it. You guys can think about Mark Zuckerberg for the moment while I do this. Here's the instructions on how to do it. I think somewhere. Oh, I didn't put it in there. Dang. Well, you can make anyone's chart your own. I'm just literally blanking on how to do it right now. And these are my own charts, so I'm not sure that works for me. But I think it's like you go down to I just don't see it. There's usually like a little thingy you click on, and then you go to make chart your own. And yeah, so I babbled through that enough. Bottom line, you can make anyone's chart your own, save it, and then the settings are there. You just save it as your own template. One day I might go spin some records. I don't know. They're not even plugged in, to be honest. I don't think at the moment. I like Algo. Haven't looked at the chart. Troy, haven't looked at the chart. Do you believe in NFTs? Like I do aliens and religions. No, that's not true. I believe in aliens, not religions. Yeah, I believe in NFTs. That doesn't mean that everything that's an NFT is worth money, though. I think that NFTs are the future of art. I think they're the future of a lot of things. I mean, anything, NFTs, art and collectibles is like the tiniest little tip of the iceberg of potential for NFTs. Tiniest little, tiny, right? The purpose of a non-fungible token is that I can tokenize proven ownership of something and send it to you without a third party in between telling us that we can do that. Mortgages, car titles, medical records, that's where it's at. So yes, that's a good idea. I would make a mashup like that, Country Road and Country Grammar. Going down, down, baby, your street in a Range Rover, street sweeper, baby, car, ready to let it go. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa buck, give it to me now. Light it up and take a puff, pass it to me now. Anyone who wanted to hear Nelly. Yeah. Oh yeah, you guys activated like button. You guys gotta smash the Hulk smash, the like thing. I always forget to ask people to do that. Apparently it matters. Apparently that matters. Does Grayscale unlock on 19th have an impact? I had Lynn Alden on my podcast recently, and she said that basically she thinks that Grayscale was the reason for the drop sort of already, or because they were buying so much Bitcoin, and then when demand shrunk up and the premium was gone, they weren't buying. They were the biggest buyer in the market, and that's why price dropped. But she didn't think that the unlock matters at this point, that the damage is already somewhat done. Damage done. Yes, like and subscribe in that order. Yeah, I appreciate your never financial advice. Thank you for working today along with the rest of us. Oh, this is fun for me, guys. I do this because it's a good time. You know, as of now, Bitcoin is in a terrible range. This is a no trade zone for me. Too much whipsaw. I agree. I wouldn't say the range is terrible. I just think it's ranging. Sometimes you just gotta take your hands, put them on your chair, and sit on them. And you don't let yourself up. Don't let your hands up. Don't let your hands up. I'm looking, lots of questions, lots of things. Somebody asked about Link. I did want to take a look at Link because I haven't looked in a while. So let's do that before I exit the building. Yeah, nothing. Doing nothing. Doesn't mean, oh, okay, that looked like, what was it, BNB? Yeah. Okay. Not near, still closer to the bottom, but that's a really nice little breakout. No volume. Pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume, dance, dance. Yeah, I don't know, man. I did a news video already that came out today, so you can check that out if you want to know about the news. Someone told that the basic to have a society growing, you need the people to own their stuff, property, animal, vehicle. Crypto's numeric properties, revolution on the road. I'll take that. Why not? Yes, I own DOT, and I'm earning 12% on it on Voyager. I don't think you can use Voyager from the UK. I don't think so. And yes, I own DOT, 12% interest I am earning by staking it, basically letting them blend it, clearly. Yeah, I like DOT. I like investing in the large caps that are platforms that can be here in 10 years. Because like I'm a long-term investor, guys. I used to scalp and trade and do all that. I just want to buy stuff. I don't need to trade to make income, don't need to. Which is more important watching a coin, the market cap or the volume? Thanks. Depends on what you're watching it for. I mean, market cap doesn't matter. I mean, if you're trading it and you see huge volume coming in, volume precedes price. Over the long term, market cap. Dude, chick wants a second kid. Would you recommend it? Is it exponentially worse or just linearly worse? I think it's better. I know I'm the only person, maybe Emmy can ring in if she's listening. I think we both think it's better. I'll tell you why. Okay, here's the thing with the second kid. So we didn't plan to have kids at all. We were very selfish, party people, traveling the world, DJ shit, and we were like, we're never having kids. And then one day we were having a kid. I was so clueless about kids. Emmy will laugh at this, that we lived in this like penthouse condo in Miami, and we had 2 bedrooms. It was just us. So one of them was like a guest room, but also my music studio. And I was like, it's cool. We'll just convert it into a nursery and music studio. Because I thought that I could have the baby napping every 3 hours in the place that I was DJing and producing music. I was wrong. Emmy said, get a nanny. Yes, that's very first world problems of us. But yes, we have a nanny. But so the first child is like so insanely challenging just because like you're so horribly bad at parenting. You're just really bad at it. and like you don't let your kid do anything because you're afraid that you'll damage them and like that you're going to do something and they drop them on their head and they're going to like be damaged for the rest of their life. And so the first one's really hard. And then by the second one, and then we decided she needed someone to play with. This is the infinite regress of parenting. You have one kid and then you're like, oh, poor kid has no friend. I need to, you guys know how the logistics, but we need to create a new child for this child to have a friend. Like maybe a puppy would have worked. I don't know. Then you're like, they need a friend. But then the second one, you're like, you're a pro now. Right? So you're a pro and you're really good at parenting. And so the second one was super easy because you're like a good parent and you know what you're doing and you're chill and it's like fun. And you have the other one to worry about still too. So it's not like you can't, like our first one, like we're worried about what she's doing while the second one is bungee jumping from the kitchen counter at 2, somehow getting up there. And it's like, yeah, I guess I'll be fine. So I would say that the shitty part about parenting 2 kids is that there's no more free time. Like it's very hard. Like when we had one, you're kind of like, you watch her, I'm going to the gym or something, And when it's 2, you kind of like have to like go, you're both parenting. But I think it's way, way better having 2 than 1 actually. Crazy. So that was a long story. The thing is, you think I'm kidding, but like he was like 1.5 and we'd go in and he'd be like sitting in the sink. We're like, how did you get onto the countertop and in the sink? He's like a young Spider-Man. His name is Miles, not Morales, but whatever. Yeah, like she said, we were scared with our first kid. The second kid is awesome because we know how to be good parents now. And that's right. They can entertain each other. But you think that's like years down the road. I lost 14 people during the story. I'm glad that you are watching my metrics. Bought an S19 Compass over the weekend. Excited. That's awesome. Good job. Appreciate the parenting insight. Wife and I are talking about having them soon. Any books on parenting? No book is going to teach you how to parent, dude. That's like that movie Knocked Up. Read the baby books. You read the baby books. Didn't you read the baby books? Trial by fire. Have at it. Do it. I'm also like, I have a 2-year-old and I'm going to be 45 this year. Like I did life. We did life, which I think is a huge part of it. Anyways, guys, I'm done. I am done. My mom just texted me. I've got this on my watch. Good explanation of having 2 children. You are great parents. Thanks, Mom. Love you. Yeah, this is a family affair on live streams if you guys didn't know that, but I do need to go. I got lives to do. Your boy is 1.6. I have read that for some reason that you had 1.6 kids. Really weird. Anyways, you guys are wonderful. Appreciate your time. I'll be back live on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you all have a wonderful life. Wonderful holiday. God bless Mark Zuckerberg. Later.
Let's go.